Greetings. Another rambling rant here. November 6th, 2024. One day after the big election. And Trump won. A lot of people had predicted he would win the popular vote. But there'd be a lot of shenanigans and that the deep state wouldn't just accept his victory. But it seems like that's what's going down. And so now begins just the constant vilification, criminal prosecution, attacks of various sorts on Donald Trump just to make sure he can't govern, can't, just kind of be a president. Right? The pro-war machine, that just ate Kamala is is not going to just let him go out there and make peace in the world and be a grand leader, be a uniting leader for America. They're not going to let that happen. But anyway, so one of the things I wanted to say about this night, about this time, the election, the overwhelming vote in support of Donald Trump is also kind of a repudiation of legacy media, a repudiation of media that has been completely captured by the police state, by the CIA. A lot of people know that when they're watching CNN or MSNBC that they're getting repeated talking points from the deep state. They're not getting reporting. There's no reporting there. Right, so they've come to this realization that legacy media sucks. Right, there's nothing there. It's totally vapid. It's basically a few personality figures that are left to talk to the old folks who haven't figured out how to switch over to YouTube or whatever. That's kind of who's left over there on legacy media. So it was kind of a big repudiation of them because the legacy media was all completely behind Kamala, right? They hated Donald Trump and they were just completely behind Kamala. So this big vote for Donald Trump is a repudiation of that media. And it's kind of a repudiation of the notion of censorship also, that if there's ideas we don't like, there's things that are heinous or misinformation out there, something that rather than let that happen, let the First Amendment stand, let all that, and then confront those ideas one by one, the ideas we don't like. Sort of the new trend over in the kind of corporate Democrat side, the kind of legacy media, even the social media, especially social media, Twitter, Facebook, is to censor people, censor ideas we don't like, censor things we don't like, right? I feel like this vote was kind of a repudiation of that idea, and a kind of a vote for free speech. It's also kind of a vote for peace, in a way, right? Donald Trump has shown in the past he likes to do diplomacy. He likes to go and talk and make deals. That's what Donald Trump is. He likes to make deals. He's the deal guy. So he likes to fly over to Russia or, wherever. North Korea, are scary enemies, One thing about your enemies, when you shine a little light on them, they become less scary. You start to know more about them. If they're still your enemy, well, then you're going to be more effective when it's time to really fight them because you know more about them. No, that's not the idea of the corporate Democrats and the media we've been living with. Their idea is just to shut it down. Don't know about your enemy. Don't talk to them. Just vilify them in your domestic press and, provoke them into more conflict so you can sell more weapons. At the end of the day, that's what it's about, money, right? It's money. So the deep state, the steady state, I like to call it the steady state. It's all about money. They're making money off of war. They have more plans for more money and control. When you bomb the shit out of a zone, take control of a zone, take control of resource, you're controlling the resources. You're controlling the transit. You're controlling who gets to live there, stuff like that. And you're making money, right? You're selling weapons. When you have these sort of just lawless zones that you create after you kick out the democratically elected Yanukovych, like in Ukraine, I'm talking about. Then it becomes this kind of money laundering. It's just like, oh, you can just funnel the money back to yourself, give the monies to Ukraine, to Zelensky, and then just kind of funnelize it back onto your defense contractor friends. All right. So Ukraine has just turned into a big laundry for corrupt money laundering defense brokers. And, people that had this, they had a lot of lofty goals for Ukraine, like kind of turn into a free speech. I mean, not free speech, kind of an app driven. They had this app that everybody was going to do everything on this app, kind of like digital currency and all this stuff. And it was like a, free trade zone, kind of like, hey, let's check out some new forms of capitalism. They kind of go beyond what would be allowed in a functioning democratic, constitutional republic. Since we got this just do anything zone now, let's try some stuff out, right? Roll some stuff out, social controls and so forth. But anyway, it's an exciting night. It's the day after election. Half the country's just reeling, super butthurt. They can't imagine that their candidate lost, and they're freaked out and butthurt. And they're not big enough to kind of congratulate the man and say, hey, not my first pick, but I'm going to work with him. We're going to, but if I know more about him, once again, work with him. I can influence what happens, right? And then have some influence. But no, they've taken this. Just people today were just posting stuff like, "Oh, I'm throwing up. I'm in shock. I hate America. I hate myself. I hate everything. Just hate and kind of nihilism, defeat. Just bitter. I hate this man. He's a Nazi. At the end of this race, the rhetoric from the other side that compared Donald Trump to Hitler, that was so over the top. That was so crazy. People should have denounced that. I denounced it. I said, that's lame, and that was just lame. And another thing was, this Madison Square Garden. Okay. He had a rally at Madison Square Garden. So, and I'd heard from some Democrats, Trump did this really crazy Nazi rally. And I thought, was he up there like Heil Hitlering? What were they doing at this rally, And so then I didn't see it. So then I tuned in to some coverage about it. And yeah, that's what I had heard. All these people are just making this flimsy association. Apparently in the late 30s, who knew fascism was a thing? Whoa, right? There's a fascist rally there. Bear and Ford Motor Company got involved with the fascists a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It was a little messy back then, But anyway, so the fact that there was a Nazi rally at Madison Square Garden and that Trump did an event at Madison Square Garden, suddenly he's Nazi, right? And the whole rally is a Nazi rally. And see, by the left, by them taking that angle and trying to put that to their viewers, what they're saying is that they assume their viewers are so isolated, so ignorant, that there's no way they're going to have any contact. They're going to see what really happened at Madison Square Garden. And they're just going to believe when Rachel Maddow comes on there and tells them, Nazi rally in Madison Square Garden. The other thing is that a lot of people have done events at Madison Square Garden. It's like a great place. The Beatles, I think, were there. The Rolling Stones. I can think of like lots of acts that were at the Madison Square Garden. People were honored there. Events have happened at Madison Square Garden. So to make Madison Square Garden synonymous with Nazi, bad choice, bad move. Didn't work. Did not work. And it just further alienates you people from the rest of America. So now we're looking at this deal where it's the post-election time. We have these Democrats who are super loyal to Kamala and they hate Trump and they want to sabotage Trump and everything he does, stands for. But how can we bring peace to this? How can we start to heal this? I'm saying this might be day one when I become a Democrat again. Because the corporate Democrats have shown their hand, shown how crappy, horrible, war piggy merchants of death they are. Goldman Sachs captured by Robert Rubin, starting right with Bill Clinton and going on through Victoria Nuland, right through into Obama. Just these really crazy people, that were running things, bankers and defense contractors and Victoria Nuland, the Anthony Blinkens, the West Execs, the John Brennans, right? Ex-CIA people, Michael Hayden, Anyway, that's the corporate Democrats, and they have had a lock on power. They've had the media on their side, Congress on everybody, just everybody on their side. Deep state, they are the deep state. But we're seeing a chink in that armor now. It's reached maybe a low moment. Maybe there could be a push for the base of the Democratic Party to now reassert what the real values of the Democratic Party are. We again want to become the party of peace. We again want to become the party of labor. We again want to become the party of the environment instead of fracking, warmonger, pig toadies, which we are now. Right. And so they want to maybe alienate the current leadership of the Democratic Party. Just get Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, just flush them all down straight to hell. Adam Schiff, all of them just go away. Right. Let's have a new Democratic Party reinvent itself. I bet it can't happen. Adam Schiff just got voted to be the senator of California. Can you believe that crap? The man, look in his eyes. He's a soulless demon. He really is. But so, yeah, unfortunately, probably the corporate Democrats are going to maintain control of the Democratic Party. So that sucks. The Republican Party is kind of captured by Palantir at this point. J.D. Vance. I like J.D. Vance. Very charming, nice young man. Reminds me of some of my people in Texas, kind of, He really does. But he's very charming. But at the end of the day, he's kind of a Peter Thiel, Palantir. I'm not so sure, what's going on there. And I've seen Trump has allowed his cabinet, to be controlled. He's now apologized for having Bolton and Pompeo and stuff in his cabinet before, but he let Steve Mnuchin from Goldman Sachs be his Treasury Secretary before. Anyway, we're hoping he's doing better this time, and he says he's going to. He says he's more aware of that now. We'll see. I don't know. I'm hoping the best for America. I'm hoping the best for our people. Some of my people in Texas are super happy that Trump won, and to them, it's like a glorious thing. They're a little bit cult of personality with it. They're a little bit too into Trump, right? They don't have the ability to stand back and kind of scrutinize him just as another politician, because that's at the end of the day, he's a politician, okay, at this point. He's our president. So he's not your friend, or he's not some holy leader of the church or something. He's a guy who said, grab him by the pussy. He's made some mistakes in the past. David was a flawed man. King David, God used King David. That's, of course, we can always bring that up. But I don't know. This has a little different feeling about it. I think after Trump got shot the first time, he had this really glowing moment. He was really humble. He's really kind of a different person. First interview I saw after the first shooting attempt. But I don't think that transformation wasn't quite complete, right? There's still arrogant Donald Trump in there. He's an arrogant man, an arrogant businessman who's inherited stuff. I like him a lot better than Kamala and all that. I'm okay. But I'm not really feeling him, as like a Christian leader. That's for sure. So I'd like to see him separate from the Christian thing, right? And he's just a secular leader of Nineveh. We live in Babylon, right? This is not the Holy Land. God never said you're moving to the Holy Land. We're not Moses coming out of Egypt, settling in Jerusalem. No, this is Nineveh. This is Babylon, and so we have to kind of exist here with other religions and stuff like that. We can pray, and that's cool, and we do, but we can't expect this to become some kind of theocracy either, right? So, a lot going on. My eyes are burning. I got to catch the train. And I've said too much, but I just wanted to, I've been talking about the election this year, and it's happened, and we survived it. We're living, we're okay. We'll see what happens towards the inauguration. Are they going to let the president be inaugurated peacefully? Is that going to go down? Are we going to see that? We'll see. We'll see. I'm hoping for the best. All right. Go America. Go peace. Go love. Go understanding. Reach out to the other side now. Now that this election's over. Try to learn more about them. Don't just keep vilifying them. Don't keep saying things about people that you don't even know. Saying things about people that you don't, speculating about what a sinister Trump is and all. Don't do that anymore. That's lame. It's stupid. Trump's not a Nazi. He's an American businessman who got elected. Deal with it. All right, get over it. It's not because of Russians. It's not because of Bernie Bros. It's not because of Jill Stein. There's no one to blame. Just get into it. Just work with it. All right? That's the best thing. Become love yourself. Have a message of love and understanding for the other side. Stop all this hate. That's my advice. All right. Have a good one.